Hi, I'm Julie Hassan. Welcome to Everyday Dish. I want to show you how to make one of my favorite tofu recipes. It is so simple to make. It's fabulous on, busy work nights, school nights, things like that, where you have a lot of things going on, but you want something really healthy and delicious for dinner. And this tofu recipe is one of those recipes. Now, the recipe is by the very talented cookbook author Bryanna Clark Grogan, and the recipe is for her breast of tofu. And the recipe appears in both of these books, as well as other books of hers, I believe. And to begin with, what you need is a block of very firm tofu. Now, this is an extra firm tofu. I think it's even a high protein extra firm tofu. You just really want it to be pretty firm, because if it's too soft, what happens is that it'll kind of fall apart in the marinade. And all you do is you want to slice it into thin slices so that it looks about like this. Too thick, and it's the flavor doesn't come through as much, and too thin, it'll fall apart. So you really just want to slice it into pieces like this. And when you make this, you can absolutely double the recipe, and you can make a bunch of it at a time, and you can marinate it for up to a week at a time, which is what I love, because then as I need a quick lunch or quick dinner, I can just pull out what I need, cook it, and we're good to go. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to finish slicing the tofu here. And now that we have the tofu sliced, we're going to start on the marinade. I'm going to put this over here. Now, for the marinade, you want to put it into a container that's big enough to accommodate the marinade and, however many pounds of tofu you want to put in. For this recipe, I think it uses about a pound of tofu for one batch of the marinade. So just, to show you, because this works really well, and then you just cover it with some saran wrap. We have our glass loaf pan, and I'm going to add the water and soy sauce and nutritional yeast, and that gives it a really good flavor. Okay, we have some dried sage and dried rosemary, and I like to take the rosemary and just kind of pinch it a little bit, break it up. And now I have some dried thyme and onion, granulated onion. Okay, so you just put all of these ingredients in there. You whisk them together. I mean, how easy is this? This is great. And then you lie your tofu slices in there. And I would marinate them for at least a day before you cook them, because that's when you get the really good flavor. And so you just stack them in there, and you're ready to go. You cover it with saran wrap, you put it in your fridge, and then you grill it up. Now, before we do that, I want to show you how to make the topping. Get some of these dishes out of the way here. Okay, for the topping, and this is the breading mixture if you want to bread it before you cook it up in a skillet or on the grill. I have here some brown rice flour. Now, you could use whole wheat flour, you could use regular flour. The nice thing about the brown rice flour is that it's wheat-free, so if you have any issues with wheat, that definitely is a boon. And on top of it, it just gives it a really nice kind of crunchy exterior on the tofu, which I like a lot. So this is a brown rice flour, an organic one from Lundberg Farms. So I'm going to put that in there. I have some more nutritional yeast flakes. And the nutritional yeast flakes, they are very high in B vitamins, and there's protein in them, so they're so good for you to eat. So it's a great thing to incorporate in your meals. Okay, I have some onion, granulated onion. I have some salt, and I have some granulated garlic. And so that, again, simple, simple. We're going to mix this up together. And then what we're going to do is when we come back, I'll have marinated tofu. We're going to bread it, and we're going to cook it on our new grill. My tofu has been marinating all day, so now I'm ready to bread it. So I'm going to come in the fridge and get it out. Oh, the tofu looks fabulous. Okay, and this is another easy part, is the breading of the tofu. And all you do is you take your damp pieces of tofu. Well, they're damp because of the marinade, but it's great because then it makes the coating really stick to it. And I just press in as much of the coating as I can of the breading. And then I'm just going to stack them here on my cutting board. And so we just keep doing this for all of the pieces, or at least all the pieces that you want to grill. Like I said, you can keep this in your refrigerator for up to a week, so you only need to pull off what you actually want to cook up. And it's also fabulous in sandwiches or cold sliced atop noodles or salads. There's so many different things you can do with this tofu recipe. And really, it's absolutely delicious. Okay, so we've got our last piece here of the tofu, coating it in the breading, and then we can take it outside and we can cook it up on our brand new, awesome Evo grill. Wait till you get a load of this. This is the ultimate in barbecues. Okay, so we've got the tofu. I'll see you outside. Okay, we're ready to cook the tofu on this great grill. I'm so excited. Okay. So all you do is I lightly grease the grill, and I'm going to go ahead and put the tofu right on there. Now, if you were doing this in your kitchen, you could do it right in like a non-stick pan or a lightly greased cast iron pan, and it'll work just as well. You just want to brown it on both sides and cook it in the middle a little bit so that it's hot. That's the great thing about tofu. It's not like you have to cook it until it's, you know, a certain temperature or until it's no longer rare in the center. It's already cooked. Okay, so we've got this on. Now what we're gonna do is we'll wait and we'll flip it over in a couple minutes. Now when it gets this nice golden brown color, that's when you wanna flip it. And you just flip them. Oh, look at that, so good. And I'm telling you, that rice flour just gives it a really nice crisp crust on it. And you can add more oil as you need. It will taste better with a little bit more oil, I won't lie to you. But if you're watching your weight or you just don't want to use too much oil, then you could just spritz it with the olive oil bottle. Flip these over. There you go. You see how simple and easy this is? And I'm telling you, the flavor is fantastic. Now, one more great thing about this grill is the cleanup. So not only do you have an easy recipe, but you have easy cleanup, and you just scrape everything off and off to the side, and your grill is done. You don't have to worry about that. You have dinner, which is ready to go. And remember, for this recipe by Bryanna Clark Grogan and many, many other fabulous recipes, go to everydaydish.tv. You can also find Bryanna's recipes in her books. And I will see you next time on Everyday Dish. Thanks for joining me.